Welcome guys, welcome. How is everyone doing? Welcome everyone. Smart Savage, welcome. Abdul, welcome. George, welcome. Optic, welcome. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's hope you have a good day and a good week. Swanky, good morning. Abdul, good morning. How are you? Don Stanley, good morning. How are you? Okay guys, we'll begin shortly, but then let's just share the live with others. Let me know if my screen is clear, my audio is clear. Let me know if everything is clear so that we can kickstart. Let me know if everything is clear, guys. Is everything clear? YouTube, is everything clear? Vijay, Lavin, David, Ibrahim, Bernard, is everything clear? Can you see my face? Can you hear me clearly? Let's establish that before we move on. All clear. Awesome. So let's just do also share the live now. I'm sharing it to the community. Just share it to a friend. Someone that wants to learn about trading. Someone who wants to understand the analysis for the week. Just share it with a friend. So I'm sending it to the community now. We are live. Tap to join. Let's share the live, guys. Let's share it. Let's go, guys. Let's share the live. Let's go. Lastborn, how are you? Lastborn? I like your name, Lastborn. Are you the lastborn? What is my bias today? I've not analyzed gold, to be honest. I'm not coming to analyze it with you guys. That is why I come every Monday morning. I don't analyze and come to the chat to show you what I've analyzed. I'm coming to do the analysis with you guys from scratch, okay? So that you see how I come about my zones. I don't love you. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Okay. Let's wait for a few people to join, then we can just begin, okay? By the way, guys, those in the comments already, how has your weekend been? How was your weekend? Those from South Africa, very sorry about what happened. I was rooting for you guys yesterday for the knockout stage. Unfortunately, you guys played very well. It's just unfortunate. The Canadians took a last minute shot at you guys. But you guys played well. South Africans, you played well yesterday. You played well. Kudos. Thank you, Aragon. Thank you. But my house is flooded. I can't join the live. Please post in VIP afterwards. Sorry about that, Breezy. Sorry about that. I hope you get your things back. But then I'll send it, okay? I'll send it to the VIP page in the community so you get it, alright? Did Ghana qualify? We are going to play our knockout stage on... Is it Friday? Yeah, Friday. Saturday dawn. It's more like Friday late into Friday evening. Anyway, guys, let's just begin shortly. We have a number of people here now, so we can begin. We can begin now. I'm lagging a bit. Oh. Is that so, guys? Am I lagging on YouTube? Richie, good morning. How are you, Richmond? Is it lagging? YouTube, is it lagging? Oh, it's all good. Is it lagging? It's not lagging. Awesome. Guys, if it's your first time here, just type first time in the comment section. Let me know the first timers. Those joining us for the first time. You've never joined my live today. If this is your first time, type first time in the comment section. If it's your first time, type first time in the comment section. If it is your first time, type first time in the comment section. Let's see the first timers. Awesome. Best world. First time. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Vijay. Vijay, are you sure it's your first time? Vijay Suti. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Guys, let's welcome the first timers. Let's welcome the first timers. If you've been trading with us for a while, just help me welcome the first timers, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And if it's your first time here, my name is Abba. I'm a Forex trader. I'm a full-time Forex trader. I'm a mom of 2. And I come live every Monday to analyze the chart and then just to show you how I draw my zones and come about my zones. That is why I'm here. And also to answer your questions, any questions you have related to Forex trading, I help you get clarity on that, okay? Yes, first time is you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. First time from Kenya. Awesome. And guys, where are you watching me from? Yes, I'm a mom of 2. I have 2 kids. I just took them to school not long ago. Third time. I wasn't welcome my first time. Don't worry. You're welcome. You're still welcome. Okay, Gambia, South Africa. Yes, I'm not sharing my charts on YouTube yet. I'm just sharing my face on YouTube, not the charts. Nigeria. Okay, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, China, Kumasi, Ireland. Okay, second time. You're welcome. You're welcome. Norway. ATL. Is it Atlanta? It's ATL Atlanta. Zimbabwe. Ghana. Awesome. Isn't it raining at your end? It rained throughout the night, but then it's better now. Tanzania. Awesome. Awesome. Which country is lunch ban? Which one is that? Never heard of it. Am I in already? I sent this setup on Friday. This is BTC. I sent it on Friday to the community. I haven't taken any setup as at this morning. US, awesome. India, second time, awesome. Iran, Nigeria. Awesome, 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 guys. You're welcome. You are welcome. So you're going to start analysis shortly. If you have any questions along the way, I'll give time for questions. Then you can type it in the comments and I'm going to answer you on that, okay? So let me just share my screen on YouTube. Let me know if my screen is clear on YouTube. Can you see my screen on YouTube, guys? Is my screen clear on YouTube? Is it clear? Okay, awesome, awesome. That is great, that is great. Okay, so we are going to begin today. Let's start with Euro USD. Last week we had a fantastic trade on EU on Monday. The sell right from here. Right on EU, we caught the sells right from here. How many of you remember this trade? Last week Monday set up on EU. The sells right from here. It was from this area. Price tapped the zone twice. How many of you remember? How many of you remember this setup on EU? How many of you remember? And how many of you took this trade on EU and made money from this trade? How many of you did? If you took this EU trade, the sales from here, this should be about maybe more than 100 pips. I didn't take EU, guys. This was about 133 pips, and the zone itself was just about 4 pips. So if you had risked 10 pips, that is about 120 pips for you. You took it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. EU is a boring pair. Some people like it. Awesome, awesome, guys. Awesome. So we're going to start with EU today, but let's check GBPUSD. So on GU, we had a sell zone here. We had this sell zone on GU. Price failed to tap this sell zone on GU on last week, Monday. So we didn't get into this trade. Let's see silver if we had any zones for the week. So I think this was on Friday, right? On Friday, I sent this setup on silver. Price bought from the pivotal level. This pivotal level I've written here. Price bought from it. But then we haven't got into this buy zone yet. So I'm looking at price probably reacting from there today. BTC, I sent this setup on Friday to the community. Price bought from the buy zone, didn't get to the sell zone and started selling. Let's check on gold. So on Friday, you guys remember we took a gold sell, right? Maybe right before market closed, during New York, around 3 p.m., 2 p.m. GMT. Right, so price got to the zone. We had our stop loss somewhere here. around 9.4, wasn't 9.4? 9.2 or 9.4. Price took us out right on the stop loss and then dumped massively. Now, some of these things can hurt in the market because you anticipate the direction, but sometimes your stop loss is just tight for the markets. Sometimes it's just tight. So we got taken out of this trade. We had the trade around 4079. I remember clearly 4079. Stop loss around 4092 or something. And hit SL and then currently is dumping. So if you are in the community, remember I sent a setup on Friday for a buy zone here. I was looking at buying gold on Friday, right? But price failed to get there and then we had all of this push up. So today we are going to be looking at what market is doing. But then I have an interesting buyers on gold very soon. I'll share it at the end of the live, okay? So let's start with USD for today. Let's remove drawings and then let's start from the daily time frame. Now guys, when I'm analyzing, it's hard to read the comments, okay? So if you have any question, if you have anything, just wait. Once I pause, once I'm done with one pair, I come to the comments, you can type your question down, okay? Just so I don't miss any question that you ask. Is that okay? Do we have a deal? So I don't miss your questions, guys. Do we have a deal? Do we have a good deal, guys? That you can hold on with your questions. Once I'm done, then you can come up with your questions. Is that okay? Awesome, awesome. So I get people telling me, you didn't answer my question, you didn't read my question. Sometimes I'm analyzing. I have two screens. I'm watching one here and one here. So if I'm watching this screen, it's going to be hard following the questions from here. Okay, awesome, awesome. We have a good deal then. So let's start with EURUSD. So on EURUSD, Richmond, if someone asks for the time frame, please help them with it. Okay, the pair and the time frame on TikTok. Help them with it for me. And by the way, I'm live on YouTube also, Abatrace on YouTube. You can head over to YouTube if you want to see the screen full, right? Whichever platform works well for you, just stick to it. Okay, now EU market has been consolidating in this area for a while. This area we have here, market has been consolidating there. But then our focus is on what market is doing at the moment. Currently, what is market trying to do? Now, when we check the chart, we can tell that market broke out of this zone, this small support here, over the past weeks, right? We anticipated last week for market to actually come back into this zone. But currently, we have a candle that has also closed below this zone. Below this zone. That is where we have market currently at. So we have two zones here to look at for EURUSD. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame, because obviously we've broken some support, major support level on the daily time frame. This is support level on daily, this area right here. We've broken it. This area right here, we've also broken it with this candle, right? So we're looking at what market will be doing at those areas. So let's go to the 4-hour. Let's try and see things clearly on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour time frame, in this broken support that we drew, right, this first zone, I can see we have an order block inside the zone. Now we trade order blocks. So if we have double confirmation, which is a broken support, which now becomes a possible resistance, and then we have an order block in the zone, it gives us some good confirmation for that area. So we have this order block here. So I'm going to remove the potential resistance we have now and then focus on the order block as an area of possible retest. So let me extend this zone. We'll start fine-tuning them on the lower time frame. Now this area here is where market is currently at, right? This broken support, the second one we had. Now there's no confirmation here for possible sells yet. The only zone we have as at now is a zone here. So let's just start getting it down. Possible sell zone. I'm going to reduce the font soon. Possible sell zone. Okay, we have our first sell zone here that we are going to start working with. Now let's go to the 3-hour time frame. 3-hour, nothing here in the zone. This zone has already been tapped. There's an order block there that price just tapped into it. This candle. On the 3-hour, there's an interesting thing. The USD pairs, most of them are actually giving some bullish signals from last week. I told you guys on the live I wanted to buy gold on Friday, right? That's because most of these USD pairs have started giving us, they found a base after that impulsive move from FOMC. It's found a base now, right? It found a place to rest, to start pushing up. And from that level, we've seen markets giving a series of higher highs, higher lows. We have higher highs here, we have higher lows here. So possibly we might have a high here and then we come back to form a low. Who knows? But then what I can see is we have this unmitigated order block right here, which is this candle. So let's have this imbalance down. There's an imbalance in that area with that order block. With this area, there's really nothing I'm seeing here for sell. So we have this possible sell zone here and our first buy zone, which is in this zone, right? So I'm going to remove this level. And let's extend this zone. Let's add some zeros to it. And then let's have possible buy zone in that area. So possible buy zone. So we're going to be working with these two zones from now. Let's go to 2 hour. 2 hour time frame. The order block on 2 hour is intact. Nothing to change there. The sell zone, nothing to really change there also. Now 2 hour, we have this liquidity being built up in this area. There's something I'm seeing on the 2 hour. I don't like to trade from areas of liquidity, but then sometimes it might happen, okay? Price might just buy from areas of liquidity. Now, the reason I'm saying that area might happen is because we have a pivotal level here. That red line is a pivotal level. So we might have price buying from there or giving some reaction from there. But then the reason I'm not going to be interested in that level is because we have liquidity sitting right below it. And then we have an order block below it also. So the pivotal level is a possibility for some bullish reaction. Where is this thing? Okay, so you can see pivotal level here. I don't know if it's clear for those on TikTok, if it's clear for you. So we can just have here as a monitoring zone, just because we have a pivotal, we have liquidity below. I wouldn't be interested in that area, but we can still monitor this area for possible buys, okay? But just bear in mind there's liquidity there. So just to be safe, let's wait for the zone below. That would be the ideal thing to do. Let's check 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, we can even fine tune this pivotal level to this very small zone here. Right? This order block to this small zone here. And then the possible buy zone, we can still fine tune it to this small zone we have below here. So we have a sell zone here. Now with the sell zone, there's still no fine tuning to be done in the sell zone. Still looks okay. There's nothing there to fine tune from the sell zone. For the buy zone, this area still looks good, but we can still fine tune this buy zone on this lower time frame to this order block we have here. I don't know if it's clear enough for those on TikTok, right? This order block we have here, we fine tuned it. So we have this monitoring zone, which also makes sense, but this liquidity area below wouldn't help it. It wouldn't help it. Okay, so let's check for the sell zone. Nothing to also fine tune from the sell zone. There's no unmitigated order block there. But on 30 minutes, the sell zone has an order block that hasn't been mitigated just yet. So let's fine tune it to this small order block we have here. This candle that doesn't have a wick on the lower parts, but we have a wick above, right? This order block here. So our sell zone, we've been able to fine tune it to this zone. Buy zone on 30 minutes, it's perfect. It's good. We don't have any fine tuning to do with the buy zone, right? Let's check the 15 minutes. 15 minutes, still liquidity there. The monitoring buy zone also looks valid, but then we can fine tune this buy zone we had below here, okay, to this. Let's fine tune it to this small order block here. Let's bring this down. So we've been able to get a small zone. And the reason I do fine tuning always is to help me with my stop loss, to get a very small stop loss. The aim is to make profit, but then the other aim, okay, the alternate aim is also to reduce the risk on every trade that we take. So then that is the reason why I keep on fine tuning on lower time frames. So the once I enter the trade, my stop loss is small, not so big, all right? So we have 2 buy zones here. I think these zones are okay. Let's see the sell zone if we can do some fine tuning. So on the sell zone, we can bring it to this order block we have here. I think that will be the last order block we can rely on. Okay, let's not go any further below. These 3 zones are okay for the meantime. On EU, the possible sell zone, the monitoring buy zone, which is a possibility, right? And then this possible buy zone we have below. So this is what I have on your USD. Is that okay? Now, the reason I'm saying this is when you check the daily time frame, this was the zone we marked on the daily, the break and retest zone, if you remember, right? We got this order block from the break and retest zone. But then when you go to the 4-hour time frame and 1 hour, we have some retracement coming in with the buyers. We start having series of higher highs, higher lows coming in. So possibly they might be retracing to a zone above and then dump again. That could be a possibility. So we have this here and then it looks valid, right? We have these two zones, these two buy zones, and then we have this sell zone here. Is EU okay? If there's a question, you can type it. I read it out and then try and answer it for you, or give you clarity. Any question, guys? You can start your questions. You can dump me with your questions. Is EU okay? Can I move on? Or you have a question on EU? Is EU okay, guys? By the way, those on TikTok, let's double tap. Let's double tap, okay? Let's like the live. That is how we're able to reach more people and for the live to be pushed. Let's double tap. Okay, EU is clear. If the first zone, we will not take it, why not remove it? Because price might retrace from there, right? Price might get here and then even build more liquidity. So we might have something like this. Might have price, maybe come in here. Markets pushing up again, getting into the zone, retracing again before clearing the liquidity. So we might still have some reaction from the zone here. It's still a possibility. That is why I'm saying let's monitor that area. You can just choose monitor it, but then not take it, but there could be a possibility from there. So we can monitor it just for analysis sake, just for understanding. Is that okay, Ajay? Is it okay, Ajay? When you are making any analysis, do you analyze each time frame? Yes, I do. I start from the daily time frame and I go into the lower time frames to fine tune the zones I had on the higher time frames. Okay, seems there's not much on EU, so let's move on to GU. I'm going to send the setup to the community. So if you're not part of the Telegram channel, do well to tap on the link in my bio and then join the free Telegram channel, okay? Join the Telegram channel. You get all of the setups sent there afterwards. Okay, now let's check GU. So on GU, we had this buy zone below from last week. That buy zone is still valid for me. I've actually been monitoring this zone just because we had liquidity in this area. This liquidity here, we had this other block here. So from last week, we had this zone here, right? I'm not going to remove this zone because it's still valid, but then we'll just remove the ones above and then try and fine tune them. I don't know where from all of these lines. I'm sure it was from my mentorship class or something. Let me remove them. Okay, so for GU, I'm going to remove the sell zone. The buy zone below, I like it, so I'm not going to be removing it. It's a zone from last week. But then let's start analyzing from the daily time frame and see what market is also trying to do from there. Now on the daily time frame, we still have the liquidity being built up here, right? It was this daily order block that we fine-tuned to this small zone that we have below here, this possible buy zone. Now for GU, this area here has been tapped. There's nothing for sales yet on GBPUSD on the daily time frame. So let's check 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour, let's see 4-hour. We have this zone here that hasn't, it's a very small one, a very small imbalance. Hasn't been mitigated just yet. This candle tried mitigating it, but it didn't mitigate it fully. But then also we see some bullish retracements coming in. We are having series of higher highs and higher lows on the lower time frame. Let's go to the 3-hour time frame. 3-hour time frame, we still have the structure, right? The bullish structure still intact. Now on the 3-hour, I might move my zone up a little to this zone here. Okay, just because of the structure we are having now, the higher highs and higher lows. Let me just add some zeros to this to extend our first sell zone here. Now for buys in this structure, because bear in mind, same thing like EU, we are having series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. That is the structure we are getting on most of these USD pairs as at now. Okay, we are having series of higher highs and higher lows. So we might end up retracing back into this area here. And this is a very nice order block. This zone here, very beautiful order block. Very nice one. These kind of order blocks can give the market some significant move. Okay, so let's start looking for possible bullish entries from this structure, all right? This zone below here is a swing zone. I mentioned that last week. But then in this structure here, let's see what market is trying to do. On the 2-hour time frame, nothing really on the 2-hour. Market is reacting to this other block we have here. This zone here is reacting to this zone. As at now, we have market reacting to this other block after this move. But then there's been no break of structure, right? We need more like a break of structure. This candle should have ideally broken this structure, the previous structure here, to confirm that at least the bullish momentum is still, or the strength is still going to continue, but nothing yet. Let's check the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1-hour, market hasn't gotten to this other block yet, but on the 4-hour or the 3-hour, it's reacting as at now. So let's have this zone down for the time being. Let's check 45 minutes. 45, still nothing for sales here. For buys, nothing really clear just yet. Let's check 30 minutes. 30 minutes for buys, not bad for this zone here, this small order block here. For sales, on this structure, the same sell, the sell zone I deleted, right? Where we had liquidity. I sent it on Friday. We had this other block. Let me delete this. For those just joining in, this is GBPUSD. I'm currently on a 30 minutes time frame. So this other block we have here, send this zone on Friday. Then we have liquidity in this area, right? We have all of this liquidity here. So let's have liquidity at this level. We have this other block here. So there's a possibility also. Like I always tell you guys, market moves in zones. It moves in waves. That is why we have higher highs, higher lows. We have lower highs, lower lows. We have all of that. So before we get to this zone, market might react from this area. We trace a little bit before we push up here. Now for the zone we marked on the 1-hour order block, we can still fine tune it to this 30 minutes order block we have here. Okay. Not disregarding this zone also, this possible zone we had from Friday. Market hasn't tapped there yet. So let's just type it down. Possible sell zone. Possible sell zone. We have this area, possible buys. I'm going to make that area a monitoring zone, okay? Also because we have liquidity in this whole area. So monitoring buy zone. Or monitor buy zone. Let me reduce the font. Okay, this should be fine. And then we'll have this area down for possible sales. Sorry, possible buys. This last zone below. That is the last buy zone before the main swing zone below, okay? So let's have this area down. Now this only means that market gives reaction in zones. So once it gets here, you might get some good reaction from there. Maybe not 2,000 pips or 200 pips, but you get some reaction from here. This is a possible buy zone, not a monitor zone. This should be a possible buy zone. So on GU for the meantime, we have two sell zones. This one, which we have here from the 1-hour time frame. On 30 minutes, we have this liquidity we had here. And then we have this other block above. So we have this sell zone. And then this monitor buy zone, which we marked on the 4-hour time frame. Was it 4-hour or 2-hour time frame? It was the 2-hour time frame. Market reacted to this other block, but then we fine-tuned it to the zone below, just in case market decides to come back in. So these are the zones we have for GU, right? Is it clear, guys? Is analysis clear for you? Do you understand it? Do you understand everything? Do you understand? Do you understand, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comment before we move on to BTC USD. We're moving on to silver. We're moving on to silver now, not BTC. Hope win. What don't you understand? Mr. Cool FX, I see you. I see you. Hope Win says he doesn't understand. What don't you understand? Type it in the comment, okay? Type it in the comments. Let's go. Just type it in the comments, guys. The top sell zone, am I going to fine tune it? Is it this zone here or this one above here? We didn't get much to fine tune from that zone. There wasn't much to fine tune from the zone, Ajay. That is the reason I couldn't get a smaller area for it. Unless we go lower to the other time frames, the top one, yes. It wasn't. We didn't get much area to fine tune from. Unless maybe we go to the 1 minute or something. Okay, awesome. Okay, so YouTube, it's okay. Oh, all right. Let's move on to silver. Silver price reacted from this pivotal level we had on Friday. Send this setup on Friday. We had a reaction from there, under reaction from there. But let's remove drawings on silver and then start afresh. XAGUSD. So on silver, price broke out of this order block, which should have been a potential support for markets or for bullish pressure to come into the market. But then we had markets breaking out of it. Let me extend the zone. Why is this zone not extending? 0, 0. Let me just draw the zone afresh. It's not extending. So let me just start from this other block. Price has broken out of that other block. Okay, it's extended now. We broke out of it with this candle, with this bearish candle, right? But then let's see what market is trying to do in that area. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour on silver, the first zone I'm really going to be looking at is this zone we have up here. Okay, for deep retracement. And this week I'm really hoping that there's proper retracement coming in the market. Because there are lots of imbalances in the market because of FOMC about 2 weeks ago. So possibly we might get to this zone. And then for buys, we will look at this area that we are going to fine tune. Okay, it's too big, we are going to fine tune it. Let's go to 3-hour time frame. Let me remove this other block market is reacting from. So on 3-hour, we still have this zone. We can fine tune it to this small area here. 2-hour time frame, we can fine tune this zone to this area, this other block we have here. For buys on the 2-hour time frame, we can bring it to this other block I'm showing, this area here. So remove it, remove the bottom to the lower shadow, remove this also to the upper shadow, right? And then we have the buy zone and then the sell zone. Let's move on to 1-hour time frame. Let's see what market is trying to do. 1-hour time frame, the order block mixed exactly with the 2-hour order block. There's no fine tuning or refinement from that zone. Let's see the 45 minutes. Now the sell zone for 45 minutes is quite tricky. But then for the buy zone, we can still refine this zone to this order block here. Okay, bear in mind our order block started from here, but we've been able to refine it or fine tune it to this zone. For the sell zone, it's not really clear, the refinement. And it's because we have this like impulsive structure, this choppy structure moving. Like it's an impulsive move, but it's choppy. Just look at all the bearish candles here. So it's hard to really find a zone to fine tune from. Let's check the 15 minutes. Maybe we get something from there. On 15 minutes, we can use this small area here, but then I want price to be somewhere inside the zone here, not outside, like this 15-minute zone. Let's see 10 minutes. 10 minutes, nothing yet on 10 minutes. Let's see 7 minutes. On the 7-minute time frame, nothing just yet. Okay. We have this small zone on the 7 minutes, a very small order block. This small zone here, right? That market hasn't mitigated. So we finally we've been able to fine tune the zone all the way to this small imbalance here. That is perfect. Let's see 5 minutes if that zone makes sense also. So 5 minutes. 5 minutes is been mitigated already. It's been mitigated already on the 5 minutes. But then the 5 minutes has given us a new zone. You remember I wanted the zone started from here. We had it all the way here, right? On the 5 minutes, I'm looking at this structure here. So 7 minutes, I'm not going to use 7 minutes now. I want to use the 5 minutes only because we had a previous massive rejection from here, a quick rejection. And markets left an order block at that same level, right? This same level we had the rejection from. Market sold from there, but then left behind an order block. So you might have orders being placed here already for market to react quickly from. So the zone we are going to be looking at is from the 5 minutes. Let me go back to 1 hour. Let's look at the chart. Well, that 5 minute zone is so tiny, very tiny. Let's see if you can fine tune the buy zone on the 5 minutes also. So the buy zone, I'm going to bring it all the way down to this order block. This other block we have here, this other block should do, right? This for the 5 minutes. So once we go back to the 30 minutes or 1 hour, we can now get very tiny zones for our setup now. Very tiny zones. We don't have to risk much in those areas. Now, I know most of you are scared of silver. Silver gives money. The spreads are huge, but then you get good money on silver. So possible buy zone. The next pair we are doing is BTC. This is silver now. Possible buy zone. Let me reduce the font. And then let's have our possible sell zone from here. Now silver, there's a sell zone I'm seeing at the moment, okay, currently, where markets might be traced to, which is this zone here. It's at a pivotal level also. We have this pivotal level all the way, right? That pivotal level. So markets might end up retracing or getting to that level, and then we have some reaction to the downside from there. So let me have possible sells from here, because we have an order block also in our pivotal level. Let's check 30 minutes. It's already reacting from there, but I'm hoping it comes back to the red line. I'm hoping it comes back to the zone, into the red line here. Okay, I'm hoping it comes back into the red line. Let's check 15 minutes. 15, it's already tapped the red line, but I'm hoping it comes back. So for the time being, this is what I have on silver. This other block for price to come back into this possible sell zone. And then swing, in terms of swing trades, we can have price get into this zone overall, and then get into this possible buy zone, and we have some shoot up coming in on silver. Is silver okay, guys? Let's see if we can get refinements from this zone. The sell zone. The sell zone, no, we don't have to refine it much. Let's leave the sell zone as it is. This sell zone here, let's leave it as it is. So this is what I have on silver. Is that okay, guys? Is it clear? Is it okay? BTC gave you Benjamins. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Those that made money from BTC, you're welcome. You're welcome. I know you guys made money. I know you guys made money. I was hit by gold on Friday, so I didn't take BTC. I didn't take the BTC trade. Okay, it's clear. All right, so I'm moving on to BTC now. Is silver clear, guys? YouTube, I'm not seeing anyone commenting if it's clear. Is silver clear for those on YouTube? Is it clear? Is silver clear for those on YouTube, guys? Is it clear? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so silver, if price doesn't come back to the red line, it might end up selling before us because it's mitigated the order block already. It's already reacting from there. You can see it. Okay, let's move on to BTC. And guys, I'm going to share the setup for these pairs to the community. So do also join the Telegram community. Find the link in my bio and then join the Telegram channel, okay? If you don't tap on the link in my bio, you might end up being in a scam group. There are a lot of scam groups on Telegram in my name, maybe about 10 of them. Make sure you are joining with the link in my bio to join the right group, okay? Now, this is BTC. So this is the setup people are thanking me for. This is the buy zone we had on Friday. Markets reacted from there, came back to the zone. This was the sell zone we had. I had to refine this zone, but it seems our refined zone wasn't tapped. Market sold without the zone. But I'm going to remove everything. We are going to start from the daily time frame and then see what market is possibly doing. On the daily, obviously market has broken out of the zone, right? Let's check the 4-hour. 4-hour on BTC, still going to be having the same zone. Looks like we're going to have the same zone in the end. So this zone, we'll fine tune that zone. I'm sure we'll end up on the same sell zone I had, because this zone here still hasn't been tapped. Now for buys, BTC, if BTC closes bullish, yes, we might have buys coming in on BTC. Now, if you realize, most of these, the reactions here, okay, all fail to break the previous lows. So we have a reaction here. The next one failed to break this low. The next one, they keep on just pushing up. The lows are all higher, right? We have one here also. We have another one also here. So all these lows are higher than the previous lows, like more like higher lows. So we might have some bullish reaction coming in. If we have this candle closing bullish in the next 20 minutes, yes, we might have some bullish reaction coming in on BTC. But let's check 3-hour time frame. 3-hour, the sell zone still looks valid. Let's check the 2-hour time frame. 2-hour sell zone still the same height. I mean the same range. Sorry. Let's check the 1-hour time frame. Every zone seems to have been mitigated on the 1-hour. The other block is also the same range like we got from the 4-hour. 45 minutes, still same range. That is going to be tough today. Let's say 30 minutes. 30 minutes, now we can fine tune it to this small order block here. This order block we have here. So we'll just take it from this top and then bring it to the upper shadow of this candle. And then bring this to the lower shadow of the same candle, right? Then we have the sell zone. Like I told you guys, we might end up on the same sell zone that I had on Friday. Now for buys, every zone here seems to have been mitigated. We have this fresh zone. Price seems to be reacting from this other block, this hammer that we had. Let's see 15 minutes if there's any area that we can look up to. This has been mitigated also. It's gonna be tough. But let's see the sell zone. We can fine tune it to the upper shadow of this candle. For buys on 15 minutes, nothing just yet. Let's see 10 minutes. 10 minutes. This area seems to have been mitigated already. Nothing yet on the 10 minutes, guys. Nothing just yet. Now for the sell zone on 10 minutes, yes, we can fine tune it to this zone. We can refine it just to have a very small zone, right? So if we find the zone, but for buys, we don't have a buy zone yet, guys. On BTC, we don't have a buy zone yet. 7 minutes. This is crazy. Still no buy zone on the 7 minutes. I mean, on this structure, we don't have any buy zone yet. The one we have is way below here. How do you want this trade here? But then let's see 5 minutes. 5 minutes, every zone has been mitigated, guys. For buys, we don't have any zone just yet. The last one we have is this zone, but then price is already reacting from it. This and then what we have here. This is very small. Maybe we should have this one down instead, because this doesn't go way below. So I'm going to delete this one because price is already reacting from it. Let's delete this one and then focus on this zone we have below. So BTC, let's see the sell zone on the 5 minutes. Let's see the sell zone if we can do some refinement or fine tuning to it. Now this sell zone, we can bring it down to this. Now guys, let's not refine the zone we got on the 7 minutes. Let's not refine it. The 7 minute zone is perfect. Okay, we can just reduce the upper shadow to this candle, but let's not refine the zone from the 7 minutes. Let's leave it as it is. Now 7 minutes, I'm glad we've been able to skip this whole other block all the way to the downside here for this 5 minute zone. So for BTC, yes, we have our zones now on BTC. We have a possible sell zone above here. And then we have a possible buy zone below. So possible buy zone below. So this is the setup I have for BTC. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? The pivotal level, it's something I teach in the mentorship. I teach that in the mentorship. It's quite, it's in-depth. I would have to teach you how I come across those levels. Awesome. It's clear, right, guys? Is BTC clear? Is BTC clear, guys? Okay, awesome. Now let's go to what most of you are here for. We are moving to gold, guys. You're moving to gold. So if you guys remember, we sold gold from here, 4080 on Friday. We sold gold from here. This was a setup. Market took us out, and then currently market is selling. This was a painful one. We sold from the middle of this line, the red line here. 4079 actually was 4079. But now it's looking at 4080. So we took a trade from 4079. SL at 4094, which was somewhere here. 4094. And then look at it. We got taken out at this level. This was our stop loss. And then we got taken out up here, and then just look at it. Massive dump to the downside. But then, I mean, all hope is not lost. Let's go back analyzing gold again. Market was tough last week. Wasn't tough, but we're just missing like most good trades, and our stop loss was mostly not helping. Our entries in our stop loss wasn't helping. But let's see how it goes this week. So this is gold. Now on gold, we are getting a lot of new lows on gold. We've broken this low. Market has broken this low it created the week before. And at the moment, let's see, guys. So on gold overall, I'm looking at markets getting to this other block in this structure. Okay, in this structure here, we're getting into this other block we have here. Let me remove the low levels I drew. Let's check the 4R. Now on the 4R, that is when things get interesting, guys. That is when things start to get interesting. Now you can see we have a clear structure forming on gold. Look, let's change to the line chart. You can see we have series of highs, lows, highs, lows, highs. Market is giving that move on the 4R time frame. And almost always the lower time frames, right? Once we go to 1R, it will be clearer on 1R. So you can see we have a higher high, we have higher lows, higher highs coming in on the 4R, letting us know that market is preparing itself to possibly retrace to a zone about. We have a higher high here, a low, a high here, a low here, a high here. Possibly we might form a low here, and then we get into the zone that we were looking at. This is what I'm expecting to happen, actually. So in this 4R zone, we can fine-tune the zone we are looking at to this small order block we have here, this tiny zone, this tiny candle, right, for sales. Now for buys, let's mark our 4R unmitigated zone down. It's quite a big zone. This could be more than 500 pips. But don't worry, we are going to fine-tune it, guys. That is why we have lower time frames available. So let's move on to the 3R time frame. 3R, nothing to fine-tune from. Let's move on to the 2R time frame. 2R, at least we can fine-tune it to this small, this lower shadow here, and then bring it down to this upper shadow on that candle. Now for 2R, still looking for sales in this structure, possibly to come down here and then to push up eventually. But let's see 1R. If you don't find sell opportunities here, we might just have to wait for the buy zone overall. So on the 1R, we can bring our zone all the way to this small other block here that has been mitigated. And bear in mind, this was a sell zone we had on gold on Friday, right? Market is selling from there. Now on gold, we still have our the sell zone here intact. Buy zone, we will still fine tune it. Let's come to the 45 minutes. 45 minutes, still intact, guys. The sell zone, we still have the 45 minutes order block inside. So no fine tuning, no refinements from the 45 minutes. Now on 30 minutes, we can reduce this zone. Can fine-tune the zone to this small order block we have here. Let's go to 15, and beautiful, on the 15 minutes, this is the zone I had on Friday. Now in the 15-minute zone, we have this small order block that rests inside that big zone that we had. So we have this 15-minute zone. Let's draw it exactly. Overall, what market is doing now, I'm expecting it to come down to this 15-minute zone. So we have our first buy zone here. Still the same zone I had on Friday that market didn't tap. So possible buy zone. Let me just confirm if it's the same zone that we had. Let me just check. So this was a zone, possible buy zone here, and I had a monitoring zone below, this zone below, right? So we have this possible buy zone. Let's see the 15-minute sell zone if we can refine it. Yes, we can. We can refine it to this small zone we have here. Okay, but if price gets to this zone for NFP, it will be quite tricky to trade this zone because of all the liquidity we have built up in this area. So NFP, if we have a major news coming in, it's possible that it might clear that liquidity. But then if it doesn't get there before NFP, then we might get some reaction from here, right? If it doesn't get there during NFP, we might have some reaction from there. Now for the buy zone, this is 15. Let's move on to the 10 minutes. 10-minute zone also coincides with the 15-minute order block we drew. So we still have our buy zone intact. Now for sells on this structure. Sells on this structure. Let's see. Let's have this zone down. I'm going to monitor it. This zone down for possible sales. Just in case markets retraces, right? You have some setup coming in from there. Okay, so 10 minutes, we have the zone intact. Let's see 7 minutes. Now let me check 15 minutes for the sell zone. Exactly. On the 15-minute zone, we have this order block we drew. We drew the order block from 10 minutes. But in 15 minutes, we have that same order block there. So market might maybe come back into this zone eventually and then maybe come down again. Let's have that zone down. Let's move on to 7 minutes. 7-minute zone, still the same thing like we had on the 10-minute zone. Let's fine-tune it to this area. On 5 minutes, 5 minutes, nothing clear on 5 minutes. Every zone seems to have been mitigated in this whole structure here. Just this area. Let's move on to 3 minutes. 3 minutes, we can bring it up. There's this zone here, guys. There's this zone up here on 3 minutes. There's this zone we have here on 3 minutes. But you know what? Let's have this zone down. Let's draw this 3-minute zone. We have another one that market might react from. Now, if market reacts from there on gold, you know at least you might get maybe some 50 pips or some 60 pips from the zone. But this zone here, quite positive, we will have some reaction from there. It's a 3-minute zone. This other block we have here. There's been no tap in the zone. Maybe I'll just have that zone down overall for possible sales. Right, let's see 2 minutes. Let's see the same zone. So 2 minutes, we can even fine-tune 3-minute zone to this other block here. 2-minute zone on the 3 minutes that we had earlier, still intact, right? So we have 2 zones for sales now today, okay? Which is this zone we have here and then this possible sell zone. We can't tell which one market might react from. So let's just have both zones down. On the 1 minute, I'm going to bring the zone all the way above, okay, to this area here, just to make sure our stop loss is reasonable. This zone here is just about 10 pips, okay? So meaning that if we take this trade, we can risk about maybe 40 pips for this zone. Let me measure the zone and just confirm. Should be about 10 pips. The sell zone we have above. 10 pips is very good. It's very good. Exactly. It's 11 pips actually. Let's see the first one, the one we have below, how many pips that zone is. This zone here, we can bring it down to this other block on the 1 minute, okay? Let's see how many pips this zone is, so that at least we don't risk much in the zone. This about 13 pips, 12 pips actually. So the zones we have on the lower time frames, yes, I like them because they have a small stop loss. Very small stop loss. We can have them down. So let's come to the 30 minutes. So on 30 minutes, yes, we have a zone here. We have this possible buy zone below. I'm looking at this zone overall for buys, and then overall this zone for possible sells. But then you might get reactions from here once price starts to get into those areas. These zones here, okay? They are all 10 pips, 10 pips. So once you enter, you can risk about 30 pips, right? The zone is 10 pips. Leave 10 pips room for stop loss also, or 20 pips room for stop loss. All right, because we might have some reaction from those zones. We might. So this is gold. Is gold clear, guys? Let's have the possible sell zone above. The one way above here. So possible sell zone. And then these two zones are our 10 pips zone, right? Which you can rate about 30 or 40 pips at most. Maximum. For that zone, maximum 40 pips. Don't even go above that because it's a small zone. You don't see the sell zone price. I'm going to send a setup to the community, so don't worry about that. You get everything, okay? Is it clear, guys? Is it very clear? Gold. Is gold clear? But overall, I'm looking at buying gold today. I'm hoping price gives some reaction from this buy zone. I've had it for a while. Is it clear, guys? Is gold clear? Is gold clear? If you don't see the price, no worries. I'm going to send it to the community. You have the price and everything showing. Which time frame? This is the 15 minutes. This currently on the 15 minutes time frame. But guys, bear in mind, if we get to the buy zone first and we get a good reaction, I might disregard these sells, okay? I might disregard them. That is if we get to this zone first, unless we get to the sell zone first before getting here. But if we take the buys first, I might not be taking the sells on gold. Is gold clear? Awesome. All right. Now, if you have any questions, guys, you can ask in the comments. If you have any question, we are done with the 5 pairs we have for today. Let me check GJ. There's a zone I've had on GJ for the past weeks. Someone made me analyze GJ about 3 weeks ago, and market is still in that same area. It's still in that range. So GJ, we have a possible sell zone above here, possible buy zone. I've had this zone for the past 3 weeks or something. And market has not gotten there yet. It's just been ranging in this whole area. So DJ, we'll have it down also. Is gold clear, guys? Is gold clear? Is gold clear? Now bear in mind on gold, the other block we had was from 4R, but we fine-tuned it to this very small zone below here, okay? That is how come we have a small zone. But the 4R other block actually starts from here. But that would be too big for us. That would be like over 300 pips, which we can't. We can't use our money on that. Gold is crystal clear. Awesome. Okay, guys. So if that is it, if it is clear for you guys, then that is fine. I'm going to be sending a setup to the community, so make sure that you join the Telegram channel. If it's your first time here, join the Telegram channel. It's for free. Join the Telegram channel. I send signals there. I send my setups there. When I'm going live, I update there also. Today, I'll be going live to live trade gold as always. So from Monday to Friday, I live trade gold every morning. We trade gold live every single morning. So join the community so that you don't miss it whenever I'm going live to trade gold. Okay? Tap on the link in my bio. And also, if you use Xness, you can join the VIP for free. If you have an active Xness account, or if you don't use Xness, use a different broker, you want to join the VIP, you can still use Xness to join the VIP. Is that okay? Is that okay, guys? If you want to join, just send a DM to the number on the screen. +233 540123 916. Send a WhatsApp and just say join free Xness VIP. You don't need to pay anything. It's for free. Once you use Xness, it's for free. Just send a DM and you can join. If you don't want to send a DM, you can do everything by yourself. You don't need anyone to help you. Go to the Telegram channel. It is pinned in the channel. Follow the instructions there and then join by yourself without any human interaction. It's automated. Is that okay, guys? Is that okay? Can we take a break and come back in about an hour to live trade gold? Or maybe 30 minutes. Can we take a break? The bot kicked me out. How can I rejoin? Got the ring. Just go back again and then send. That is if your account is active now. Just go back to the bot, verify your email. The bot will check if everything is fine and then add you back to the VIP. Okay, if he kicked you out and you want to rejoin, just make sure your account is active and then go back to the bot, type your email and it's going to add you. If you are still struggling, you can send a WhatsApp to the number on the screen to join. And by the way, guys, my mentorship program is coming up on 18th of July, 18 July. I'll be closing slots for this mentorship very soon because we've had a bigger number than expected. But I'm going to be closing slots for it very soon before 18th of July. So if you want to get in, this is your time. If you don't get in now, you might have to wait for the next, maybe by December, to get into the next one. Okay? So make sure you get in now. And, just make your year profitable. You learn a lot from the mentorship. You have access to me. You can ask any questions that you want. I groom you to analyze the same way that I'm doing. I help you build your confidence also and help you manage your psychology, your risk, everything you need to actually know to become a profitable trader. I'll assist you with that. Okay, so that is it, guys. I'll see you shortly on the live. Take care and peace out, guys. Peace out, peace out, peace out, peace out. Yes, send a WhatsApp to the number on the screen. Don Blue, send a WhatsApp to the number on the screen if you want to join the VIP, okay? The mentorship, if you want to join, also send a WhatsApp. Just say join mentorship. I'm going to respond to you, all right? Okay, guys, I'll see you guys shortly on the live. Take care and bye.